dear students. In this biology session, we are going to discuss about the physiology of human ear. So in the previous class, we have a detailed discussion about the structure of our ear, isn't it? So today, we are going to find out the most interesting features of the physiology of human ear. So this is a picture showing the location of human ear.
Now let's recall the parts of our ear. Ear is composed of external ear, middle ear and inner ear. External ear includes pinna, ear canal and eardrum, whereas the middle ear consists of ear ossicles, eustachian tube, oval window and round window. The innermost part, the internal ear, is composed of vestibular apparatus, which includes semicircular canal and vestibule, then cochlea, two nerves, vestibular nerve and auditory nerve, then two fluids, endolymph and perilymph. Now let's move to the physiology of hearing. How we able to hear? Let's see. The sound waves which pass through the external ear vibrates the tympanum. This vibration of the tympanum is transmitted to the ear ossicles, which causes the vibration of the membrane in the oval window. This vibration further causes the movements of fluid inside the cochlea. As a result, the sensory hair cells of the organ of corti of the cochlea are stimulated and impulses are generated. These impulses reach the cerebrum through the auditory nerve and hearing is effected. So, which are the organs and what is the stimulus here? The stimulus is sound waves. And who is receiving the stimulus first? Yes, that is the pinna. Now let's have a look on the parts which are engaged in the process of hearing with the help of a flow chart. So here the sound waves are the stimulus. So sound waves reaches the pinna. From there it moves to ear canal. Ear canal passes the vibrations to eardrum, which are received by ear ossicles. Ear ossicles amplify and transmit the sound waves to oval window. From oval window it reaches the cochlea, where the special receptors or hair cells are present, which are stimulated or excited, which results in the production of impulse. These impulses are transmitted to auditory nerve so that they carry the message to the auditory center of our brain. In this way, sense of hearing is possible. Doesn't the ear help in maintaining the balance of the body? How is it possible? Body balance is maintained in accordance with the movement of the head. Movements of the head bring about the movement of the endolymph present inside the vestibule and the semicircular canals. This causes movement of the sensory hair cells and generates impulses. These impulses are transmitted by the vestibular nerves to the cerebellum and the equilibrium of the body is maintained. Here you can see the two fluids inside the internal ear, which are the perilymph and endolymph. So, vestibular apparatus is composed of vestibule and semicircular canal. Semicircular canals have a swollen base called ampulla where the sensory receptors are present. Similarly, vestibule is also having two chambers, utricle and saccule. There also special receptors are seen which are in relation with body balance. So in the second picture you can see the enlarged picture of a sensory hair cell found inside the vestibular apparatus. So when our body moves, especially the head shows movement in an abnormal way, what happens to the sensory hair cells? They get stimulated. This stimulation is carried by the vestibular nerve to the cerebellum. So this is a video showing how the head movement is related to the movement in the fluid inside our internal ear. So according to the movement of head, there will be stimulation inside our internal ear with the help of movement of fluid inside the inner part of our ear. Ear care is essential in order to maintain the health of our ears. So children, let's discuss how we can protect and maintain the health of our ears. Use earplugs around loud noises. Turn the volume down if you are enjoying the music through headphones. Give your ears time to recover. If you are exposed to loud noises for a prolonged period of time, like at a concert or the noise of vehicles or machines, your ears need time to recover. Stop using cotton swabs in your ears. It's common for people to use cotton swabs to clean wax out of their ear canal, but this is definitely not advisable. A little bit of wax in your ears is not only normal, but it's also important. The ears are self-cleaning organs and the wax stops dust and other harmful particles from entering the canal. Plus, inserting anything inside your ear canals risks damaging sensitive organs like your eardrum. Keep your ears dry. Get up and move. Did you know that exercise is good for your ears? It's true. Cardio exercises like walking, running or cycling gets the blood pumping to all parts of your body, including the ears. This helps the ears' internal parts stay healthy and working to their maximum potential. Manage stress levels. Stress and anxiety have been linked to both temporary and permanent tinnitus, that is a phantom ringing in ears. This process puts a lot of pressure on your nerves, blood flow, body heat and more. It's commonly thought that this pressure and stress can travel up into your inner ear and contribute to ear-related problems. Get regular checkups.
So dear students, in this module, we have discussed about the detailed physiology of our ear. So now you might have realized that ear is an organ not only for hearing but also helps in our body balance. So the sense organ ear is the most sensitive and sophisticated organ in the human body. So I hope you will maintain the health of ear in a good condition by following the tips that I have rendered in the class. Isn't it? So here I am concluding. Thank you.